I actually had a lot of people come in during that crash speedrun yesterday. I'm guessing at nighttime they don't have a lot of crash speedrunners. This morning we got nobody, but at night, last night we got people who were coming and watching for a little while. This is it. Gods, he better be in there. Someone scrawled all over the stone a while ago, but I had it scrubbed off and thought no more about it. Oh yeah. So recapping in this game, we had just found out the guy that we killed is still alive. And we're checking his coffin to see if it's a new body or how he's alive or what we did with, because everyone swears we destroyed this fucker. So no one thought to check the coffin if it was still occupied. Well then, we are presented with but one course of action. Have you best be sure we are not observed of doing it. Shall we begin?
Oh dear. We seem to be missing a corpse.
Well, it must be somewhere. I only hope it isn't walking around.
No, they saw us. We been spotted. Yep, still in Stormblood. Gotta be close to finishing this. You said there was only like 50 quests. If there's no corpse, then we are to conclude the rumors are true. Not necessarily. We might still be dealing with a doppelganger of some kind. An agent could have been sent to dispose of the body in a bid to lend credits to the tale of Xenos' resurrection. More and more, however, I find myself siding with Alpha No's theory of Asian possession. Speaking from experience, I can tell you they have no qualms about taking a living host, let alone a dead one. You're saying an Asian is walking around in Xenos' body? It seems a distinct possibility. Once I have put this grave back the way we found it, I shall pay a visit to the people responsible for entering the Crown Prince. Before leaping to any conclusions, I want to know for sure if a body was ever buried here, and how certain we are that Xenos was probably dead. If he wasn't, that was some trick. He as good as cut his own head off. Anyway, Roban needs to hear about this. If you find anything about, send word to me at Relgar's Reach. I don't know why. I'm surprised. With matters settling down in Doma, we were due another crisis. Shall we make for the Rising Stones then? It's past time we shared these developments with others. We knew that Xenos was alive, but they wanted to make sure it was the same body of Xenos, because we buried him. So, did he unbury himself? Did someone else unbury him? We're trying to figure that out. While I was waiting for you to arrive, I spoke with Uringer over Link Pearl and gave him a full report. Y'shtola is on her way and should be here any. Alice, Cosmos, it's good to see you safe and well. What news have you from the east? Disturbing developments indeed. Given all we know, I would too conclude that an Ostian now inhabits Xenos' body. A doppelganger might fool the crown prince's subordinates, but Cosmos? Nay, Alphino had the right of it. With that, his wisdom extended to the question of his own safety. Capable though he has become, he ventures alone into the enemy's stronghold, and the shadowy web of the Paragons like as not. When it comes to making rash decisions, I'm hardly in a position to criticize, but I'm worried. I just wish there were something I could do for him besides pray. And Alphino is going like right up into their fucking HQ, I think. With Xenos alive, so that could be ugly. I believe it's like father-son, right? We cannot suffer icons to exist. Was I not clear on this point? More than clear. The icon in question was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead and the right beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan, every part behaving exactly as required. My methods may seem extreme, but there is no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of the star. What are you doing fiddling with that thing? I asked you a question, soldier. Is this Erninger? What are you? Have you lost your mind? Damn. I have lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. There upon the stage I stood prepared to take my final blow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins, embrace goodness and mediocrity? Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. Maybe that's Warrior of Darkness? I don't know. It's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for a word from Alphino. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to getting on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with the tale of your adventures in the Far East, and of your encounter with the new primal especially. I'll put the kettle on then. That table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. Doobadoo, doobadoo, doobadoo. I'm glad the YouTube's doing well. It's been a pleasure working for you. Hopefully we get it booming. Either Twitch or YouTube. Or both. But at least this year, you know, it goes up in numbers, that's all I should say. Upon sitting at the table, several cutscenes will play in the sequence. Oh, I think this might be the end of Stormblood. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes. Movie time! Get the popcorn. Interesting. So this Tsukiyomi was summoned in much of the same manner as Susanoo, via the medium of a sacred relic. That's right. They believe their gods are commonly reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalog of such relics, but if we are to contain the threat, we will require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea, and I know for a fact that our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information which could help prevent further summoning in the region. I will pen you a letter of introduction. Lord Heian will wish to welcome our resident expert on etherology. Greetings. Could it be that I am in time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhouse gravekeepers. They all told me much the same story. Once Lise and her officers had confirmed Xenos is dead, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt their testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed to have been perpetrated by a vengeful Elamegan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scrawl was removed as per Lise's instructions, no one involved thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, 'tis like that the corpse was already missing. Assuming Xenos has not, in fact, risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of the lending credence to the claims of an extremely committed impostor, or an Ostian has taken up residence within it. If Asahi was as fervent of a devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation. However committed, we must assume that we are dealing with an Ostian and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is how many more such monsters are waiting for Elfino in Garlemald. Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risks. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Meanwhile, the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft. I don't know what number that is in Roman numerals. I think it's like 75, maybe? Master Elfino, we are making good speed towards our destination. Is a miss? Nay, it's just I can't see naught from my cabin and was curious to know the land over which we flew. I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such necessities. I am happy to indulge your curiosity. However, we are presently passing over the burn on the western edge of Orthard. Even with the benefit of a porthole, your gaze would have been greeted with naught but melms upon melms of lifeless earth. I have read something of the burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry of every last drop of ether. Aye, it is believed that a succession of Icon summonings were responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to Orthard and beheld his blight, he is said to have reeled at the scale of the devastation. He declared Icons to threat to our very star's existence and issued the empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of such entities. That guy is so tall compared to him. Report. We're under attack. Sir Magic Tech armor. No visible designation. Magic Tech, but who? All cannons, return fire. Damage report. The main reactor's been hit. Helm unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it, they knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact. I gotta blow my nose. Glad to have you back, Master Elfino. We have landed in one piece more left. But the air filtration system is damaged and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we still can. Aye, aye. I'm Elfino. What the fuck? You would fight as Elfino. How do I fight with this guy? When I ask you to search for survivors, I see the other injured helmsman. What is this? I am playing as Elfino. From what I know, it's still Stormblood. Destroy the airship wreckage. Destroy it? Wow, we crashed bad. How did we not die from this? Oh. Ruin, Psychic. Psychic is a heal. Deals damage with potency of 30 and all enemies nearby. So I just got 1 and 3. Use Psychic to heal the soldier. Revive him, he's dead. Oh. My thanks, I don't think I would have made it. Yes, you very likely saved his life. The question of who would try to take the remains. The last few of the misery, the prince wishes none left alive. The prince? They've not come to parley. I fear, ready your weapons. Bum, bum, bum. I think he's gonna get captured at this point. Confounded, not here, not like this. Oh. It's a Jedi. What? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait. You are calm in a crisis. Master Elfino, let us finish this then. Bum, 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 bum. Oh no! Oh, they captured him. I feel like my damage sucks. Oh, that's his attack. All right, we passed. Why thanks, your intervention proved most timely. Well, well, I did not think to meet Erosian in place, let alone a scion. You know of me, sir? I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. Know you your assailants, and the severity of your predicament. The soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. And could I venture a guess as to their motive? But you yet have us at a disadvantage. Sir, will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking, and as for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Ossian mask. The face of our prey. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Even should we manage the long trek out on the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed, we accept your gracious offer. Shadowhunter will suffice for the present. Come. This is intolerable, but as much as I wish it were otherwise, there is nothing we can do for Alphino now but pray for his success. Well, that is not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me, Alice, but the provinces are hostile territory. The stealth is all important. It is safer that I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. We should leave this anchored. I'll go with him. We should leave it to him. Not you, too. I understand your frustration, Alice, but Cosmos has the right of it. We must defer to Thancred's expertise in this matter. Fine, just promise you'll be careful. It seems that praying is to be the extent of my contribution after all, but I will stay behind as I've been bidden. We all have our talents. Mine just happened to involve a silver tongue and soft souls. I promise to send word the moment I learn aught of consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Eldernard vessel to bear me thither, but I shall return if I am needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area. Cosmos, with any luck, I'll have a painfully detailed report from Alphino to share. Ponder. Oh, Cosmos, if you come here hoping for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Everything is exactly as it was. Y'shtola is still investigating primals in the Far East. Thancred is still gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces, and Alphino is still out there somewhere. There's been no word since the first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls, and all the while, I'm just meant to sit around here waiting. It's driving me mad. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from the Erosian Alliance. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. My lady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of Osean interference, and they humbly request the presence of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Having assessed intelligence provided by the Alamegan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Xenos' remains, they too suspect Osean involvement and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As foremost authorities on the foe, your foe's counsel would be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I'd say this one falls to us, by which I mean I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust. I'd rather not. There you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. The time and day of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in El Amigo, by your leave. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer, but standing mutely at a meeting would still be better than nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Thinkred, what's going on, man? Alright, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Did I hear right, Real? Is Thinkred coming back? Aye, that he is. Says he's required some important intelligence. Being in Garlean territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case the Imperials were listening in, so he said he'd head back as quick as he could, and to make sure someone was waiting for him in the El Amigan quarter. Understood, Cosmos, I will go. We're bound for El Amigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. I don't think we've ever heard that song before. That was just playing. Cool. You two are a sight for sore eyes. Now all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a cup, will ya? Traversing through Imperial territory is thirsty work.
God, I needed that.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Quite. Without further ado, then. After the successful uprisings in Doma and El Amigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance.
What was your Twitch recap, Vinny? Was that the Mario Maker thing you were showing me?
But
You don't
not
have one
all
either?
have given
Oh.
up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation.
Maybe they're still handing them out then.
We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope, then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes.
I'd like to see how
The
many
Alliance
hours
has
I
already
streamed
begun
this year.
supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamegan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Domar has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphonse should have arrived by now. Could they be holding him there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphino's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphino?
Spoke with, no. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out. The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphino's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
To the burn. Low thought I am to neglect making preparations for the console. We must act swiftly before Alphino's trail goes cold. I propose we first pay Hien a visit. He's sure to want to hear about these developments, and he may very well be able to advise us on how to best to reach the burn. A sound plan. And Y'shtola is in Doma, is she not? I dare say she joined you in the search if you ask her nicely. While you see to all that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. You may leave any preparations for the council to me. Thank you, Thancred. Right to Doma then. We have much and more to share with Y'shtola. Bum, 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 bum. You think my streaming hours is more than your Mario Maker hours? Yes. Easy peasy. Not here. If you had to guess, what do you think my hours is? $50,000. Let's get the calculator out. $50,000 hours divided by 24 for days. 2,083 days. I don't think it's 50,000 hours for this year. I mean, I think you're a little off there. Let's go with, let's say at least, what's 100 days? We streamed 100 days. Let's say 24. That would be 2,400 hours. I would say that might be the fairest. Let's see. If there's 365 days and I streamed 8 hours a day, what would you need? Almost 3,000 hours. So that's 3,000 hours for 8 hours every day. I don't think I did that. Like, not even close. I'm pretty sure. I would say maybe a little under 2K, maybe. Or half. Because I did take a lot of days off, sort of. I don't know. Work is very good at making me inconsistent at streaming, which sucks. Because I'm pretty sure being consistent would have helped us a lot more. But I stream when I can. That is curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear what you have told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you, my lady. You are most kind. Well, well, two faces from the dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was that you were speaking with? A local miner who supplies crystals for rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that I had some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel. Just now he brought me one of his recent finds. It was precisely as he described, devoid of elemental energy and eerily reminiscent of the dispected crystals that manifested in Orzia in the days prior to the calamity. It would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed, but on a more positive note, the locals seem to have taken a liking to you. More an interest in than a liking to, I think. The sight of Makote with peculiar contraption upon her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard that they may have for me, I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I am pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. So, the fact that they are objects of worship is the key. They are themselves suffused with the requisite belief. Correct. Such sacred relics as in the Kojin collect obviate the need for religious fervor in the summoner. Yasuyu been the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it served to amplify her desires and give them form. A form nourished through the power of crystals, also provided by her brother, and thus was Tsukuyami brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know of not what that will avail us safe to keep watch over the moment of the relics and crystals, as if we did not have enough to keep watch over already. But I doubt you came all this way to hear that which may be pursued in a report. Has something happened in to Elfino? I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Stola. I should be glad of your help, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go on ahead and request an audience with Lord Hien. Alice puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her at the Kian-Con. Give me 1 sec.